What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 583 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. It's KB coming at you from Underground Studios, and joining me like he does every football Sunday.
Sunday.
The one and only host with the most, the people's champ, Mr. Patty Pitts.
Yo, what's poppin'? Kyle, how we doing? Because looks like you're enjoying a nice Victory Monday.
Victory!
I
Shout
missed
out
that.
Like Reese.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep my hood here, Assassin's Creed style,
Pause.
and the game, because this is how we feel right now. I feel like a Sith Lord. I feel dark because my football team just forgot how to win. I mean, we couldn't even beat the team that you've already beat twice this season. And we just can't figure it out. And it's frustrating.
It's a good time. It's a good time to be flying high. The Birds take down the Cowboys. That sorry sack of a franchise. Almost handed it to them, but they said, "You can have it." And we come away with a big 28-23 victory. Hey, Dak, might want to shrink your feet a little bit, buddy.
Yeah, I did see that.
We're gonna get into
too many
everything.
close calls.
We're gonna get into everything with the Birds and the boys. Pitts' power rankings. We got some Phillies news. Got some Sixers, some Flyers, and maybe we'll have a little brink bonk bump to end the episode. But before we get into everything, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook.com/Underground Sports PHI. You can follow Pitts on Twitter at Pat_Pitts. You can follow me at KBIZZL311. Subscribe to the podcast feed on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you decide to consume your podcast in audio form from. It's the most effective and direct way to help us continue to grow, helps more people find our network as a whole, and really helps just all of our podcasts, continue to do the damn thing. And, we want to keep things rolling and keep things fresh and hot. So go subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And then, of course, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. That's where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, every show on our network, live streams, the whole 9 yards. I mean, thinking about it next week, Pitts, I'm just here thinking because the Eagles are on the bye. Maybe we'll do an underground live stream for NFL Sunday. Who knows? Who knows? That's why you got to follow us on the socials, and that's why you got to subscribe, because then you'll know if we're actually live or not. We're on that road to 700 subscribers. Trying to get there before Thanksgiving. That'd be clutch. We're 75 subscribers away. We're at 625. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep the subscriber train going. And of course, like I mentioned, this podcast presented by the City of Vineland and the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on their social media via Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. Through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. Pitsy, the Birds are flying high. Get a big win over the Cowboys, and my collective body, not even just my butthole, just my body clenched throughout that final minute and some change there.
Stressful end of the game.
This breakdown is brought to you by our awesome merch partners at PHI Apparel Company, our official merch partners. They've got awesome stuff that you can stand out in the crowd with and gear up for the Eagles, the Flyers, the Sixers, the Phillies, the Union, and Underground Sports Philadelphia. When you go to phiapparel.co, use code UNDERGROUND for 10% off any and all merch orders. It's the most effective and direct way to support us and everything we're doing. So go to phiapparel.co and stand out in the crowd and stand out with your friends and use code UNDERGROUND at checkout for 10% off your order. Big win. Must-have win. It was a can't-lose type of game. Cowboys, it was a must-win. It was a can't-lose for us. Simply because this game, in my brain, effectively eliminates the Cowboys from almost any shot at winning the division.
Yeah. In the logistical sense, yes. Because now you have to split. Worst case scenario, Eagles have the better record right now. But also, you could not lose that game in front of the home crowd. You couldn't. And, I mean, you could not lose that game. And the way you did, it felt like you almost did. Which is crazy, because that was a hell of a game.
Yeah. To walk away into the bye week at 8-1, where I had them at 9-0, but, you win some, you lose some. In my preseason predictions, I did have the Eagles at 9-0.
Well, that's what you
believed. I believed, and I believed a little too
much.
hard. We should have beat the Jets, but that's in the past, and it doesn't matter because we're 8-1 at the top of the division. Cowboys are 5-3. The Commanders are 4-5, and the Giants' season is effectively dead as they are at 2-7.
Dude, they got kicked overboard.
Yeah, and they got smushed.
Oh, my Lord.
The best part about this, too, is, like, the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken, have 1, 2, 3, 4. The Eagles have 4 more games at home. They have the reverse schedule where they have more road games this year because of the odd number than they do home games. But the Eagles, 4-0 at home, 4-1 on the road. And winners of 3 straight going into a much-needed bye week to get everybody healthy, especially Jalen Hurts. That was a scary moment going into halftime when he gets that hit to the knee. And I don't know about you. I want to get an unbiased perspective because I might sound biased talking about this. Don't you think that any other quarterback in the league gets a flag thrown on that play for the low hit on the quarterback?
I don't want to say every other quarterback.
Just about.
Yeah, but
especially the quarterbacks in Jalen's echelon. Like, replace Jalen Hurts with Patrick Mahomes. That's 110% of.
I think he's the exception. I think he's the only one.
You replace, let's see. I'm trying to just think in my brain of every division quarterback.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's probably. I think Josh Allen gets that call. I think Joe Burrow gets that call. I think Justin Herbert gets that call because he's like the darling boy for whatever reason in the NFL. Brock Purdy most certainly gets that call. And I'm not even saying Brock Purdy's in Jalen's echelon. I'm just saying.
But it's the Niners. It's the team he's on.
Exactly.
That's the whole point. He's not in that echelon, but it's the legacy of the team.
It's pathetic that wasn't a call, but Jalen seems to be okay, luckily. But the bye week has come at a perfect time to get healthy, rest. It's like right in the middle of the season.
It's as close as you're going to get to the middle of the season at this point. That's what you want, you buy.
And I mean, this game as a whole, Kenny Gainwell got things going, bouncing back from.
That touchdown when he hurdled that man.
He did a whole.
He just Superman now. You know what I mean?
He cranked that thing,
dude. That was insane.
Did a whole ass cannonball into the end zone. The tush push was beautiful as always. We ran it. We
Eagles
ran it when we were
ass
deep in
man.
our own zone to just give ourselves breathing room, which was
He
great.
ran it. Yep.
Jalen goes 17 of 23 for 207 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 36 yards on the ground, and a rushing touchdown. Rashad Penny saw 2 carries in this game because, first and foremost, Boston Scott was out for 3 practices this week and was out this game for personal reasons. Everybody here at Underground hopes Boston Scott is okay, hope his family's okay. We don't know what the personal matter is, but just as a whole, Boston Scott is like one of those beloved fixtures in Philadelphia, and this would go for anybody. We just hope Boston Scott, his family are okay, and hopefully everything gets back to where it needs to be for him to be able to be back with the team and be on the field on game days.
I started him in fantasy this week, and I had Rashad Penny on my bench.
Well, Rashad Penny only had 2 carries for 8 yards, so that's all you missed out on.
Well, I was starting DeAndre Swift and him. We have a really we're hurting.
Pat
right
Pitts
now
has
in
a
fantasy.
secret love for the birds.
Yeah, between the militia, the birds, the Motor City Kitties, I love them all. Just call me Ash Ketchum, baby.
A.J. Brown's 125-plus yard receiving streak came to an end, but he had 7 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown. Devontae Smith, 3 catches for 51 yards and a touchdown. He's now got 4 touchdowns on the year in Pitsy, my preseason.
What'd you have that at?
Devontae over 5.5 touchdowns. It's looking pretty nice at the
It is
halfway
looking,
mark.
'cause he got
Having
1.
4.
Yeah,
He's
he's
got
at
4 on the year now, so need 2 more. We're looking good on the Smitty, on the skinny Batman touchdown prop. DeAndre Swift, 2 catches for 31 yards. That one catch he made when Jalen was like on the run and it looked like he was just like getting ready to throw it away, and Swift came back, made the catch. That's big time players make big time plays. That was a big time player making a play.
That was. Agreed.
Dallas Goedert, 3 catches for 50 yards, got injured. Hopefully he's okay. Did not look great. Didn't come back into the game after getting injured, but
look good.
hopefully he's okay. Hopefully James Bradbury's okay. I know he hasn't played all that great this year as a whole, but that play towards the end of the game where came up with the leg injury, hopefully he's all right. What a sack by Josh Sweat, by Brandon Graham at the end of the game.
That was
so clutch.
That was a big play.
Talk
about big time players making big time plays.
I love Brandon Graham with my entire heart, man. Like
Leader.
The story of Brandon Graham needs its own documentary, because for him to go from the University of Michigan and then the Eagles draft him 10th overall when everybody is clamoring for what the hell's his name that played for the Seahawks, safety.
Oh, no, not Jamal Adams. No, what's his face? No, it's annoying. Earl Wagner. No, Earl.
You just combined Bobby Wagner and Earl Thomas. It's
Earl Thomas. Thank you. Yes, Earl Thomas.
Everyone wanted Earl Thomas because we had just traded Brian Dawkins, or released Brian Dawkins, and he went to the Broncos, and that'll never sit well with me. But you take Brandon Graham, doesn't fit in right away. Chip Kelly comes in. He's out of position in a lot of ways, and it's like, is this guy ever gonna, get it together? And then Doug Peterson comes in. Brandon Graham becomes Super Bowl hero, becomes part of this like core 4 of guys who have been here for over a decade with him, Lane Johnson, Fletcher Cox, and Jason Kelsey. And in his 14th season in the same uniform, is still making big time plays for this football team. You want to talk about like Hall of Fame, like Mount Rushmore Philly athletes. Brandon Graham, I don't see how you can like make a list without him on it.
At this point, I don't think so either. He feels like he's been like a integral part of this team for as long as I've been around Eagles fans and whatnot. I mean, down at school, I have Eagles fans talking about how Brandon Graham is such a leader on the, in the locker room, all that. Then I come down to the underground here, and you're praising Brandon Graham, So for me coming from the outside and into the circle, I mean, I feel like you can't mention great Eagles defensive players and not have Brandon Graham in there.
Like, to think about the core 4 on this team, because all of them made plays tonight. Obviously Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson have just been unbelievable on the offensive line since they became starters. And then Fletch comes in, gets a big-time sack with Nakobe Dean, who we hope is okay. He left the game and was out with a foot injury, so we'll see how he heals up over the bye. And then Brandon Graham with that sack. Like, to have guys who were drafted, 2010 was BG, 2011 was Kelsey, 2012 was Fletch, and then 2013 was Lane Johnson. 4 straight years of having guys that are just unbelievable leaders on and off the field for this team who have only worn Eagles green their entire career. And I mean, BG specifically, to be an athlete in any sport, to wear the same uniform for 14 seasons is unheard of in today's like modern sports world with free agency and trades and
there's no loyalty. There's no loyalty.
And to see those 4 guys just continue to be dogs for this team is so cool to watch, and seeing them make big time plays when we need them the most. And I mean, I loved Eli Ricks going on Twitter after the game and saying, he's got to be better. He's going to clean some shit up. His words, not mine. And he got dropped in the deep end today with Bradbury getting nicked up, with Slay getting banged up here and there. Bradley Roby was not in this game. He was out from the jump. Eli Ricks was put in the deep end by Sean Desai and had to cover CeeDee Lamb, or try to. And, as much as I bag on CeeDee Lamb for being not a true wide receiver 1, he made the most of the opportunity going up against an inferior matchup. And that's no slight to Eli Ricks. He's a rookie. Like, what do you expect for going up against a guy who has been in that Cowboys offense?
That was such a backhanded compliment I've ever heard.
Hey,
shout out to CeeDee Lamb, but like against our 3rd, 4th string corner. Like,
literally against like our 4th or 5th string corner.
Bro, that was I'm just Shim's calling how he sees it.
He took advantage of the matchup. He took advantage of the matchup.
Hey, great job, but you suck. Because it was against this person.
Has CeeDee Lamb been the same type of receiver since Amari Cooper left the Cowboys? I think not.
That's may not be up for debate.
People are saying. But I mean, big time plays. Shout out to Dak Prescott for having big ass feet and stepping out of bounds in that 2-point conversion play. Just another chapter in this storied Eagles-Cowboys, 129th time these teams have played.
That's insane, dude. That is an insane amount of times.
Hassan Reddick had a sack in this game. BG 1.5 sacks. Josh Sweat with the full sack. Nakobe Dean with the other half. Jalen Carter with a half sack as well. And Fletcher Cox. So got after the quarterback. Dak Prescott literally got turned on his head.
Yo, that... Oh my God. Before we got on here, when you showed me that, what the dance movie with him spinning on his head meme, oh my God, I was in tears, bro. It was so funny.
Oh, I mean,
So you think you can dance? Is that what it is?
It was,
it's one of those straight to DVD movies.
Where did I save it? You Got Served.
You Got Served. Yeah. That's a classic meme. That was, I mean, he also got helicoptered, lit up,
That was so good. Like, landed straight on his head. Just unbelievable prowess by the defense there.
Great selling.
There's a lot of stuff that the Eagles have to clean up during this bye week and really hone in on. I think the in-game adjustments need to be a little better on both sides of the ball. There's got to be better situational football on offense. There were multiple times in this game where the Eagles offense could have like put the nail in the coffin and just really ended this game. You got to take advantage of those opportunities. And this game in particular, defensively, when you're getting after the quarterback the way that the Eagles were, and so many pressures, so many hurries, you've got to capitalize and finish those. Get after the quarterback. Make it a QB hit. Make it a sack. Make the quarterback uncomfortable. Because there was too many, like the 3rd and 14 conversion to CeeDee Lamb was just like, that can't happen. Too many times you just let Dak Prescott complete long-ass passes or let them get long runs after the catch to put them in more manageable situations. You've got to end them when you have an opportunity to. And the Eagles had multiple opportunities defensively in this game. I think this was one of Sean Desai's worst defensive games that he's had as defensive coordinator for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Especially down the stretch because he almost choked the game away. You got to be better. You got to be more disciplined. And I think the bye week, like I mentioned at the top of the show, is coming at a perfect time. Get people healthy, do a lot of self-scouting, a lot of self-evaluation. And I think the Eagles will be just fine heading into this quote-unquote gauntlet stretch that they have of Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, Cowboys, Seahawks.
Yeah, I was really the only weakness I saw today was from their defense. I feel like everyone was open. It just felt like there were just guys open everywhere. For God's sakes, Tolbert caught I literally when he caught a touchdown, I went, Mike Tolbert, no, way too thin. And it's like guys like that are getting open. I was gonna ask you that. Is it because of the lack of depth right now and the hurt?
I think part of it is the injuries. Not having Bradley Roby has been tough, even though he was like a midseason signing. Like the game he was in was great. And he knows the nickel position. You're playing an undrafted free agent, Eli Ricks, who went to Alabama, so like didn't go to some like no-name school. So he's a good football player. He's a rookie going up against CeeDee Lamb. That's a mismatch. When James Bradberry hasn't been typical James Bradberry this season, that's a problem. And I think part of it also is Sean Desai just loves this zone defense that he runs. And when we have the players that we have defensively, we're too talented to be running a zone defense. Zone defense, when you have guys like Darius Slay, like James Bradberry, when he's healthy, Avonte Maddox, Bradley Roby, Reed Blankenship, Kevin Byard on the safety positions, like those players are too talented for you not to be playing man-to-man and moving with guys like, Richard Sherman. Like Sean Desai comes from the Seahawks. He was with the Bears, but he's from the Pete Carroll coaching tree.
So he knows ball.
So he knows how to run a secondary in particular. And the zone defense drives me absolutely nuts week in and week out. Shout out to my best friend's husband, Anthony Funk. He's the man. We tweet about it every single game day. This fucking zone defense, and it drives us nuts because that's an in-game adjustment you have to be able to make as a defensive coordinator. Like, sure, it's switching up a scheme, but you have the talent and the players to play man-to-man that should be following players. Like, if you're paying Darius Slay the money you're paying him, and I'm not saying Slay had a bad game. This is just they were playing him out of position for whatever unforsaken reason. Like, to me, you don't need to shut down Brandon Cooks in a game like this.
Yeah.
You don't need to shut down Michael Gallup in a game like this. You need to double cover CeeDee Lamb. Like, if those guys are going to beat you, that's on the players. That's not on your scheme. You need to have guys covering CeeDee Lamb. And if you're going to pay Darius Slay top 12 corner money, if you're going to pay James Bradberry the money you're paying him, why are they not covering CeeDee Lamb and you're putting an undrafted free agent on him?
Yeah, why is Darius Slay not playing man on CeeDee? That makes no sense to me.
At all.
Or you go like a spy, like over the top of the safety, and play like a weird kind of off double team with CeeDee once he gets into a certain zone. I feel like that would have worked out better. It's just in those situations you should be putting your CB1 against their wide receiver one,
yes,
and just letting it play out. And it's not like the Eagles, like coming from someone whose team legitimately does not have a secondary. You do, and you
we
guys
played against one of your former guys tonight.
You did,
Stephon Gilmore.
He was covering. He was who was he on mostly? AJ Brown. I saw
him on both Devontae and AJ.
He's someone, they play both, whatever. But even then, like they're making decisions. I don't know. Fun fact: the kid I went to high school with is on the Cowboys coaching staff.
Look at us,
graduated with
knowing people with the Cowboys.
Look at
Marquise Bell,
Eric Simonelli, shout out.
Look at that. But the Eagles win, big time win, and it was needed for my sanity to go into a
Absolutely.
bye week on a loss. Sorry for your loss, because I was genuinely hoping you would win today. Because fuck the Commanders.
Yeah,
But
me too.
to go into the bye week with a win, and then can sit on a win, especially against the Cowboys, for an entire week plus, is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, you don't have to go to Germany next week. Frankfurt.
Speaking of Germany, shout out to the boy, the homie, Isaiah Pacheco. I don't know if you saw the clip. I posted it on my Twitter. Signing autographs 2 hours after the game was over for the
that's a
fans
homie.
over in Germany. Like, Pop has always been somebody, whether it's high school, college, and now, to understand how important and valuable fans are to the game. And for him to just take his time signing every autograph that was being clamored for in a foreign country, knowing that they don't get to see NFL football. They don't get to see the Kansas City Chiefs. They don't get to see Isaiah Pacheco play football every day. That was really cool. I'm proud of him. And, for him to do that, he doesn't have to. But the fact that he took his time and spent hours after the game signing autographs for fans was really, really cool. Shout out to the homie.
Shows a future locker room leader for sure.
100%.
So I'm with you there.
Pitsy, shall we go around the league and do a little league wrap-up of these old games here?
Yeah, it's football Sunday, so I don't see why not. It's a good idea.
Alrighty, so this is how things went in the NFL in Week 9 as a whole. The Steelers won on Thursday night against the Titans, 20-16.
That was a yucky game.
Yawn.
I had to start Will Levis this week in the league. That's where we're at. 8 points.
The aforementioned Kansas City Chiefs beat the Dolphins 21-14 in Germany. The Vikings, Josh Dobbs comes from the clouds to beat the Falcons 31-28. The fact that Arthur Smith still has a job is crazy.
I've not seen so many people hate on one coach that still has a job that's not New England.
Well, you know why he gets exponential hate?
It's because Kyle Pitts is not being utilized.
Not even
Jonnu Smith is catching 71-yard touchdowns, and Kyle Pitts is not.
Arthur Smith is a Nepo baby.
Yeah, his dad created FedEx.
Yeah. He's literally just has a job for fun.
Yeah, dude.
And he's
the best.
Why did the Falcons draft Bijan?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. That's these are questions the champ cannot answer because of the stupidity that has came from it. Usually,
I feel bad for Taylor Heineke. I hated Taylor Heineke for years because he played for Washington.
Fair.
Came in.
I love Taylor Heineke.
Played pretty decent. I was looking for him to get his purple and gold Jordans because he buys a pair of J's every time he beats a team in the NFL.
Does he really?
Yeah, it's his thing. It's pretty.
That's
swaggy.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
He
I like that.
the opposing team's colors in a pair of Jordans. Did you see
that's
Taylor Heineke's Halloween costume?
No, I did not.
So his wife, fiance, girlfriend, I'm not sure what their relationship is.
Lady person.
His partner, dressed up as a headlight. She was a car, and the lights were on her boobies.
Oh, is he a deer?
And he was a deer in the headlights.
I
and
did
spent
see
the
that.
entire night staring at her boobs.
That's
Just guys
goals.
being dudes.
That's goals, people.
Hashtag guys being dudes.
That's just dudes. That I love.
Deer in
dudes.
the headlights. That was an unreal costume.
Oh, the creativity. So great.
But Josh Dobbs, man, smartest player in the NFL at this point. You know what his degree is in from the University of Tennessee?
Management.
He is an aerospace engineer.
You could have given me 1,000 guesses, and that was not
He's
where my mind
so
was going.
smart. He's so smart. I love Josh Dobbs. I hate that he plays for the Vikings, and I hated that he played for the Cardinals. But I think he's so rad. Like he's somebody I'd love to sit down and just have on here, even though he has no affiliation with Philadelphia whatsoever.
Doesn't matter.
He's so cool. I love Josh Dobbs.
That's someone. If his degree is in aerodynamics, that's an intelligent man who
Aerospace engineer Josh Dobbs. And my dad
dude,
said
he sees things on the field that we probably could never even.
Well, did
imagine.
you hear the quote from from Kevin O'Connell, the Vikings coach, today. Because Josh Dobbs obviously was traded at the deadline, was not expected to play in this game whatsoever. So, Josh Dobbs didn't take a single rep with the offense in practice this week. No snaps from Garrett Bradbury, had never thrown passes to anyone, and didn't know most of their full names. Quote, "That's for next week," he said. When it was time for Josh Dobbs to come into the game, the Vikings offense huddled on the sideline and went through the team's 5 primary cadences, and right tackle Brian O'Neill, said right tackle Brian O'Neill, that was the first time he had gone through it with the rest of the offense. There was also a quote, so Alec Lewis, who is the Vikings beat writer for The Athletic, said Josh Dobbs said the Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell was essentially translating calls and mapping out plays mid-huddle as the play clock was ticking down. Kevin O'Connell called Josh Dobbs' ability to handle it all one of the most impressive things he'd seen in his career. So in the headset, he's breaking down and mapping out everything for Josh Dobbs.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm
cool.
saying is that he's seeing things on the field that you do that aren't possible for the average, even more above average NFL player. The fact that you're breaking down team cadences and plays and whatever in
Mid-game.
the huddle mid-game, and you're translating it so this person can understand it, that is so next level IQ that only makes him that much more special. And here's where my mind goes. He's got a job in the NFL for life after this. You don't think any coaching staff would kill for a coach like Josh Dobbs? He's
only 28.
Are you serious?
He's only 28 years old.
No, he's not. No, he's been playing since I've been in high school. There's no shot.
Josh Dobbs is only 28. I was looking it up today.
He's 28?
28 years old. Turns 29 in January. He was in the 4th round of the... See, okay, I like Josh Dobbs even more because I was at the NFL draft when he was drafted.
Really?
He was drafted in the 2017 draft when it was in Philly. He was drafted in 2017 by the Steelers, was there till 2019. Then he went to the Jaguars in 2019 as well. Then he went back to the Steelers in 2020, 2021. Okay. Then he was with the Browns in 2022. He was on the Lions practice squad off-season 2022. He was with the Titans in 2022. Went back to the Browns this year on their practice squad.
Christ.
Was then traded to the Cardinals and then traded to the Vikings.
Jesus, dude. Talk about your roadmaps.
He's the ultimate, he is like a Colt McCoy, but a little bit better in terms of just
way better
athleticism. Type of backup quarterback that you want. That's
right now. I want Josh Dobbs starting for my NFL team. I don't.
Wow. Saints beat the Bears 24-17 and hang on to win there. The Packers absolutely embarrassed the Rams 20-3. I'll save your team for last. The Ravens, Lamar Jackson, now 18-1 all time against the NFC, embarrass the Seattle Seahawks 37-3. The Seahawks had a top 10 defense and a top 5 offense coming into this game and lost 37-3.
The who?
The Seahawks.
They had a top 5 offense and defense?
Top 5 offense, top 10 defense heading into this week. I think they were the 4th ranked offense and the 9th ranked defense overall.
Jesus.
And they lost 37-3.
Bro, the Ravens, I don't even know if it's the Ravens or if it's Lamar Jackson, because they're a completely different team when he's not on the field.
Yeah, Lamar is playing like MVP season Lamar right now. And he does it against the NFC every single time. 18-1. We got to find out what the one loss was against the NFC.
I'm trying to think.
What a lucky team.
I know, seriously.
The Texans, in improbable fashion, come back to beat the Buccaneers 39-37. There's so many storylines from this game.
So many.
CJ Stroud is I saw the perfect embodiment for what C.J. Stroud is as an NFL quarterback. Because I have always been of this belief. I think you have always been of this belief. I think Matt has always been of this belief. And millions and millions. Of others. Ohio State quarterbacks don't cut it in the NFL.
Them in Alabama.
C.J. Stroud. Well, let's pause on the Alabama.
He went to Oklahoma.
Jalen Hurts started at Alabama. Tua went to Alabama.
Yeah, there's always the anomalies to the equation, okay?
Yeah, and this is going to work for you as well because I saw one.
No, it doesn't work. He sucks.
No, ready? The
okay.
meme of it's usually all the soldiers and then the one clown.
Yeah.
I saw one that it was all clowns and one soldier at the front of the line, and it said C.J. Stroud, Ohio State quarterbacks. C.J. Stroud is good, man.
No, he's really good.
What a drive to win that game. And I also have to say, what an awesome highlight. I want to get his name correct. Their backup running back.
Oh my, yes. I'll let you say it. Yeah.
Let me find the highlight because I tweeted and tagged him. Dare Ungabwale. What an awesome thing. To come in, was practicing kicking at halftime when Kyemi Fairbairn got hurt. And then comes in and kicks a field goal. That was so cool.
Dude, that's nonsense, baby.
Live for that shit.
Dude, that's nonsense.
He's got a fan for life in me because that is awesome. As somebody who kicked in high school and knows like how difficult it really is, that was awesome.
You got a fan in me. You got a fan in me.
Big facts.
That's big. That's a peep right there.
The Browns blanked the Cardinals. Dude, do you remember when Jonathan Gannon was such a great hire by the Arizona Cardinals to be their next head coach? What a fucking loser that guy is. I love preying on his downfall. Ugh. And I love, right? I love that their one win this year is against the fucking Cowboys.
Dude, they played Channing Tatum at quarterback. Like, what do you, like...
Clayton Looney Tune.
Oh, Clayton Tune. On the pontoon.
They traded Josh Dobbs to start Clayton Tune.
Yeah,
Whenever I hear the name Clayton, I think of the weird kid in the science class from Drake and Josh. Hi, I'm Clayton.
I think it's something completely different. So
fucking Looney Tune.
Oh my, yeah. I mean,
that guy should not be.
Dude, the Cardinals are a Looney Tune organization. Can we just like
free
get
Zach
that on record?
Free Zach Ertz.
Yeah, that's prison. They sent him to Guantanamo Bay.
Literally
going to Arizona. That goddamn franchise.
How do you get shut out by the Browns?
How?
What an embarrassing organization.
He got no hits, man. He got no
fucking loser franchise, the Arizona Cardinals.
The funny thing is that, like, they just continually shoot themselves in the foot, and it's hilarious.
And I'm here for it. As long as Jonathan Gannon is their head coach, I am here for it.
Okay, here's my thing. Hear me out. It's not hard to draft a quarterback for your team. Okay, it's hard to draft a franchise guy. They've continually missed just drafting anybody. I mean, for God's sakes, Josh Rosen was supposed to be the chosen one before they were like, Kyler Murray, he's it. And even
Kyler's hurt.
I still don't think they'd be that good of a team, even with Kyler Murray.
Let us remind everyone, Matt Castorina's comparison of Kyler Murray is the NFL's Ben Simmons.
Dude. Matt, good shit. It's the best comparison you could possibly make. They're just the same person, and it's the Cardinals as an organization they suck, dude. Like, they just suck.
I love it.
There's nothing good, and then all the allegations going on about the team and
wait,
Karma's a bitch.
What is this?
Have you not heard this?
No.
Oh man. Oh, there's like wicked allegations going on around the Cardinals that it's a toxic work environment and that employees were interviewed and saying how they felt like they were walking on eggshells around ownership. Oh yeah, it's a big story, dude.
Find me those articles because I need to read those.
Yeah. Bet. Oh shit.
I will always pray on Jonathan Gannon's downfall because he cost the Eagles a Super Bowl. Moving right along, the Indianapolis Colts back in the win column. They beat the Panthers 27-13. The Raiders, who might be the most unserious franchise in the entire NFL after firing Josh McDaniels. How soon until he's back with Billy B on the sidelines?
You know what, at this point, like, just make a Mosi tomorrow and just say, fuck you, Bill O'Brien. Because that's the way this year's going. Where, like, anything can happen. The cap doesn't make sense. People can just walk in like a revolving door. I'm so sick of it. You know what? If he wants to come back, he can have a Matt Patricia role where he colors in the corner of the practice area. Just make sure you color in the lines.
Did you see what the last straw was for him getting fired?
Yeah, and it's kind of hilarious. Even as a Patriots fan, it's kind of hilarious. I don't even get that. The champ of the Patriot peeps does not even get that butthurt about it, because when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's a great. When I heard the initial Antonio Pierce story,
don't you talk about the Patriots like that.
No, but here's the thing. Like, when I heard it, I'm like, that's a great way to rev up the team. Like, I was like, I was like, that's a great way, like, great motivation. And you have fucking Scrooge McDuck in the corner. Like, you can't say about the
No, you don't talk about Bill like that. Dude, no. It's like the Punisher to me. No.
What the, like, dude? How, like, I don't know. I think that's like, you gotta be chill out.
It's so good. But they beat the Giants 30-6, and then after the game, they're smoking victory cigars in their locker room after a Week 9 win.
I don't know what's worse, them smoking the cigars in the locker room or the fact that I started the Giants in fantasy this week. Defense. My logic was Raiders broken team, but that's not how the way it works. You know what? I'm gonna say this on record, Kyle. Okay. So, Raiders, Antonio Pierce never coached in NFL as a head coach. Never coached a game after being fired. Boom. What do? Win. Last year, we had Jeff Saturday coach.
That feels like a fever dream because I saw him on NFL Live or one of the ESPN shows just back in his studio analyst role last week, and I was like, wait a goddamn minute. Wait a minute. I know that ain't who I think it is.
Were you just on the sidelines like a week ago?
That feels like it did not happen at all. That's crazy.
So my logic is, why don't we just kick Bill Belichick to the curb and just bring in Edelman? Like, let's just bring in Edelman.
No,
because
Edelman's too prominent. Like, Jeff Saturday, like, Hall of Fame Colt, but, like, he played on the offensive line. Antonio Pierce, all-time Giant, but played linebacker. You got to bring in, like, Chris Hogan.
No, we need another. Rodney Harrison. There it is. That's who it is.
He's coming from TV, works with the Jeff Saturday
There
role.
we go. Bring in, and I think if Rodney Harrison came in right now, this team would end the year like 6-2.
You got to bring in, like, Corey Dillon.
That's even more random. Joe Andruzzi. There's someone ridiculous like that.
Oh, it's so
Teddy
good.
Bruschi. That's it. You got to bring in Teddy Bruschi. This team's going 6-2 and fighting for a playoff spot.
Raiders win 30-6. We mentioned, obviously, the Eagles get the big win over the Cowboys, and currently Bengals beating the Bills 21-10. But the other game we didn't mention, the Washington stinking Commanders come away with a win against the Patriots 20-17. I'm bummed because I was pulling for your Patriots for once, and they couldn't get the job done, and the one play I saw on Red Zone haunted me in my nightmares. Felt like Jack and Sally. Shout out to Blink-182. Just a ball going off the fingertips of one Jalen Reagor.
Yo, the fact that Jalen Reagor is seeing field time in this offense feels like a fucking fever dream. All right. Do you understand how frustrating it is?
Yes, I actually do.
No, but
I actually do understand how frustrating it is.
But here's the thing.
I sympathize with you there. I know what it's like.
But you got rid of him and evolved.
It took us long enough.
We're trying to evolve, and Bill goes, all right, I see that who we're going to upgrade at this position. Jalen Reagor. Like, what are you seeing him? And then Keyshawn Booty, who
Booty, rocking everywhere.
He's not rocking on the field because Belichick has him practice crushing it like all week. You just hear reports from all the beat reporters that he's had a good practice. You have the quote that it's my time, all this. What do? They inactive. Like, what are we doing? And then Trent Brown's inactive. You have it's just Juju Smith is our best option at wide receiver. Like, what are we doing? And are we traded Max number 1 to the Raiders? Like, it's so frustrating to be a Patriots fan right now because you know me, I like to be positive, but there's very, very little to be positive about.
Yeah, I was bummed. You know, the Commanders, it felt like they were blowing it up. They traded Chase Young and Montez Sweat at the deadline. Montez Sweat got paid. And it felt like it was like them waving the white flag. We're mailing it in. And it felt like the NFC East was going to be a 2-team race, Eagles, Cowboys. And the Commanders get a win and stay alive in that 7th wild card spot. That was a bummer.
Awful.
That was a bummer.
Absolutely awful.
Now, Pitts, I have to ask you, it's a burning question. Do you think it's the lighthouse's fault? Is the new lighthouse cursed?
I think this happened before the lighthouse. I really think all this started
because the original lighthouse was there, and then this new big scoreboard covered up the old lighthouse, so they built a new one.
So wouldn't you say that the scoreboard is cursed?
Is it a combination? Is it the
well,
cheekiness?
You can't have peanut butter without jelly, so
and the
maybe.
Gimmicks. Have the Patriots gotten too gimmicky?
I think they just got too old. I really think they just got they're way too old at this point. The league is passing them by. Like, in all seriousness, like, you look at the teams around the league right now with the Chiefs, Bills, Dolphins, Ravens, Motor City Kitty Lions. Like, they're fast. The Eagles. I'm sorry, the Eagles. Sorry, but it's new football, and it's adapting, and it's evolving into what the league has become, which is offenses that are young, fast, star receivers, star quarterbacks who not only can do it in one element, but both with their feet and with their arm. And you have the Patriots that are relying on Mac Jones to be Tom Brady again in being this pocket passer, doesn't need the best guys. He just does it on his own. When that is an anomaly in itself, there will never be another guy like that. So you have to move on with the league's trends. And every year they pass on that opportunity, whether it's a star receiver in AJ Brown or Debo or DK, whether it's drafting a guy like Mac Jones instead of taking someone else, or if it's in my opinion, they should have got Baker Mayfield for a cheap draft pick or whatever, trade for him with Cleveland, and then you have him, and then you can just build around him for
He's
now.
A free agent this year.
Thank God they should freaking sign him.
The Bucs signed him as a free agent.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they could have signed him as a backup and
you know who could save the Patriots?
Who?
Jameis Winston.
I don't hate that. I like Jameis. His work ethic is unbelievable. Yeah, he's a little bit erratic in the pocket, but like, that's what you have Bill Belichick for, to guide you, and Bill O'Brien and the alleged return of the ghost of Josh McDaniels too. So you have great offensive minds there to help mold him and help him be more disciplined and poised in the pocket. It's there, and they're just not doing it.
Can I give you a little glimmer of hope?
Please.
For the future, at least. Right now, Patriots have a top 5 pick in the draft.
Yeah, and they're going to draft a goddamn tight end.
Yeah, they are projected to draft Brock Bowers.
Do you understand how fucking frustrating that is, Kyle?
But when's the
It's
last
not-
time the Patriots had a top 5 pick in the NFL draft?
1996.
So I think,
I'm
when
pretty
you're
sure.
on these Sunday episodes, a website that Matt and I and Dom and Dylan are very familiar with, from both Sixers and Flyers, we got to do Tankathon with Pitsy. Are you ready to embark on the journey of finally giving in and using Tankathon to your advantage?
I can't pray. I can't.
Tankathon not a sponsor. It's just a useful tool that we have used.
Yeah,
to
no,
process errors.
whatever. No,
But they're
but
great. They're great homies over there.
Kyle, a champion never gives up, and that's kind of my like.
You know who I need to
thing.
fall to a really cool team so I can get his jersey when he gets drafted, and this goes against all of my, my like jersey analytics rules where I don't get jerseys of guys who are younger than me, but he's just got too cool of a name. You know who's in the draft this year?
Who?
Cornerback from the University of Alabama, the one and only Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Okay, I saw this and I thought it was fake. I thought it was an AI generated name. Kool-Aid. Like what? That is the coolest.
It's his
name
nickname.
I've heard.
His actual first name is it's either, I want to pronounce it correctly.
Caviar.
It's either
That'd be a sick first name.
Quincy or JaQuincy.
Oh, okay.
But it's with a G, so apologies to Kool-Aid.
Apologies.
Kool-Aid McKinstry. I need him to go to the coolest team. It would be awesome if he was an Eagle. But like right now he's projected. DJ will love this. Right now he's projected to go to the Packers 7th overall. DJ loves Kool-Aid McKinstry. And the coldest.
Oh, the coldest was awesome.
But yeah, right now Patriots slated to draft Brock Bowers. He's good though. Brock Bowers is very good.
No, I don't want him. I want not like Kyle. There are only like 2 positions that I really want. Tackle. I want the biggest, meatiest man you can find and put him on the line. I don't care where he comes from. I just want him to protect. Or give me a like linebacker. I think Mac Jones, you get rid of, boom, you sign a free agent. I don't think a quarterback in this draft, other than Primetime's kid, is the answer. You go get a veteran. You get a guy like Josh Dobbs to just build up for a little bit. There's a lot of question marks with this quarterback class. Caleb Williams is a fraud. He is a fraud. No. Okay. I want to just get a tackle, play it safe, because for God's sakes, we haven't been doing that in forever. We're just I don't know. I can't keep going. I'm gonna get mad and angry and yelling, and I can't do that right now. We have sleepy parents.
I think that's a great transition, but before we get into it, it is brought to you by our pals over at Tomahawk Shades, the best small batch eyewear in the game. You guys can download the Tomahawk Shades app or go to tomahawkshades.com. Check out all they have to offer, from sunglasses to blue light glasses, prescription lenses, and everything in between. And when you go to checkout, use promo code USP for 25% off your order at tomahawkshades.com. That's tomahawkshades.com, promo code USP for 25% off at checkout. I'm going to shift our screens here, give Pitsy the floor. It is time for Pitsy's Week 9 Power Rankings, brought to you by Tomahawk Shades this week. And Pitts, you tell me, my good friend,
all right, here we go,
to hit the music.
All right, you can hit my music right now, Mr. Bennett, because we got Week 9 NFL Power Rankings. Number 10, Danny DeVito. Why is Danny DeVito making an appearance in my NFL Power Rankings? Because his name's being confused with the backup quarterback for the Giants, who replaced Daniel Jones, who might have a torn ACL. Danny DeVito getting love. That's always, in my book, great. Number 9, we got the Chiefs winning in Frankfurt. I think that's the first NFL team to win in Germany ever. So congratulations on making history yet again, Pat Mahomes. Yeah. Saints coming in at number 8. Derek Carr scored me more points than anyone else in my fantasy teams this week at quarterback, and I had a lot of guys on bye. So shout out to Derek Carr. All right. Number 7, Fortnite's so fucking back. I just played a game before hopping in here with my boys. First game back, got that victory royale. That's what champs do, Kyle. That's what champs do. Number 6, the Browns. This is my congratulations to you on shutting out the Cardinals. Congrats. Now move on. Number 5, CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is just breaking the mold right now and shattering every stereotype that was about Ohio State quarterbacks. And the fact that he said this, I don't know if you saw this, Kyle, but when he stepped on the field, he told his offensive lineman, just give me time and I'll make the play happen. I mean, that just says he got that dog in him. So he's coming in at number 5. Number 4, the Ravens. The Ravens just don't know how to lose to NFC teams. Lamar Jackson, 18-1 against NFC teams again, and he just made the Seahawks look like a JV Pop Warner team. I mean, MVP again, maybe. Who knows? Number 3, Josh Dobbs. Screw the Cardinals. Screw the Vikings. It doesn't matter what team he's on. This man just knows how to win. And as we mentioned, the dude studies astronomical physics or whatever, mechanical engineering. He should work for NASA, but he plays for the NFL. And the fact that he's a quarterback and doing this shit is absolutely incredible. Also didn't know he was 28. Means something. All right, number 2. They were on bye, but it doesn't matter because they're still the best team in the NFC. My Motor City Kitties getting that rest this week, coming in at 2. They're going to be primed and coming back next week to get that dub once again. And then, I mean, it's kind of obvious, right? Who the number 1 team is. It's not the Patriots. No, I'm not that biased. It is the Philadelphia Eagles getting that win against them boys. Jalen Hurts breaking every record. Kyle told me a bunch before we got in here that he is broken. And they just keep rolling. And they're heading to the bye. I mean, it's incredible. Go Birds.
Run that list back for the people. Give us 1 through 10.
All right, we got number 10, Danny DeVito. Number 9, Kansas City Chiefs. Number 8, the Saints. Number 7, Fortnite. Number 6, the Cleveland Browns. Number 5, CJ Stroud. Number 4, Baltimore Ravens. Number 3, Josh Dobbs. Number 2, the Detroit Lions. And number 1, your Philadelphia Eagles.
And there it is. It's Pitsy's Power Rankings, brought to you by our pals over at Tomahawk Shades. TomahawkShades.com. Promo code USP for 25% off your order. I do have one correction there. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers won in Germany as well.
Oh, they played in Germany? Tom Brady breaking records before Pat Mahomes. Water's wet.
There is one more Jalen Hurts stat that I have for you here, Pitsy.
Oh, here we go.
For this season, I want you to guess. This is Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott. Passer rating when trailing this season. I want you to guess where Jalen and where Dak Prescott rank in the NFL.
Passer rating when trailing.
When trailing this season.
I'm going to go Dak at... Wow, I want to say really low. I'm going to say Dak at like 26 and Jalen Hurts at like 8.
Passer ratings when trailing this season, Jalen Hurts has a 121.4 passer rating. That is first in the NFL.
Oh, wow.
Passer rating when trailing this season for Dak Prescott, he has a 65.1 passer rating, which is dead last in the NFL.
I knew Dak was low. I knew Dak was low. I didn't think it was that low. That's terrible.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Shifting gears from the NFL, just a quick hit here on the Phils. Congratulations to Zack Wheeler, Gold Glove winner in the National League.
Nice.
Bryson Stott and JT Realmuto were robbed, but in lieu of a Gold Glove, congratulations to Bryson and Drew, his fiance, baby Stott, was born tonight.
Hey.
The fact that Bryson Stott's dad is mind-boggling to me, but so happy for them. Shout out to the Stotts. Baby girl's here and healthy, and that's all that matters. Plus now he's got dad strength and revenge for not winning a Gold Glove and revenge for not getting to the World Series. Bryson Stott about to have a
Vengeance,
breakout year in
anger.
2024. Good
Great
grief.
motivators.
Let's shift to the NBA, shall we?
Sure.
It's been a while.
This is a team that this is where Boston comes alive.
It's brought to you by our pals over at W Energy, keeping us energized when 2 a.m. Woj bombs are going off, and when the Sixers just keep on striving. W Energy is clean energy, no jitters, no crash, all natural ingredients. And Pitsy, they just dropped 2 new flavors
Saw this.
of their hydro hydration formulas. Their Monkey Madness had to die for this, but these flavors sound delicious. Watermelon Nada, which is watermelon lemonade, and Pineberry Splash, which is pineapple and strawberry.
I'm here on the watermelon. The watermelon lemonade is my jam.
That's
right up my alley.
Delicious. It sounds tasty. I need to get both of those. Those are the 2 that are caffeine free, so they just keep you hydrated. It's good for hydration throughout your days. They also have obviously the energy versions, and all of those flavors are delicious. I'm a big fan of the Beach and Peach, which is the white peach mango cooler right here. You guys can go to w.gg and use code Underground for 10% off your order, and go to war on Big Energy with Underground Sports and W Energy. Pitsy swears by this stuff.
What do you think gets me up at 4 a.m.? And
it's the
ability to stay up from 4 a.m. to 8:30, 9 o'clock. Like, it's W.
It's the best. W.gg, code Underground for 10% off. Pitsy, since we last talked, James Harden is gone.
Ding dong. The stripper lover gone. We love it.
James Harden trade. We talked about it on Wednesday's episode, so if you want the full analysis from myself and Matt, definitely check that episode out. But
please do.
It's very funny that we were sitting here last Sunday talking about James Harden, and then like a day later, he's traded.
Yeah, literally. As I was going to work, I see you post a video, or you're texting me, and I'm like, "What the hell are you?" I was like, "Why there's no one should be up right now?" And I look at my phone, and it's James Harden to the Clippers. And you're like, well, I couldn't sleep. I'm like, I don't blame you. It makes sense.
James Harden traded, and the Sixers just keep winning. They lost the opener by 1 point to the Bucks. They're on a 4-game winning streak. They beat the Suns on Saturday afternoon, 112 to 100. Joel Embiid continues to play extremely well. Tobias Harris is playing well. Tyrese Maxey is unbelievable. And coming up on Wednesday, Pitsy, we've got our first Sixers-Celtics matchup of the year.
Is this for like the in-season tournament? Or
it is not. So in-season tournament games are Tuesdays and Fridays.
Okay. Can you explain this to me like a 5th grader? Because this in-season tournament makes 0 sense to me.
So the NBA in-season tournament, I'll give you the rundown here.
Just quick, just brief synopsis.
Because nobody knew that it actually even started.
Right here.
So it's very similar to soccer, like European soccer, like Champions League, where the tournament rules are as follows. Each conference is divided into 3 groups with 5 teams each, and there's 6 groups total.
Okay.
It's a round-robin tournament in each group. Tuesdays and Fridays during November feature each team playing 1 game against each of the other teams in their group. So that's like your group stage.
Okay.
2 at home and 2 on the road.
Okay.
These games still count towards your regular season record as well.
That was my next question. Okay.
But they're also for the in-season tournament.
Okay.
4 teams from each conference advance to a single elimination tournament. The 3 pool winners, so each group winner, in addition to the group runner-up with the best record as a wild card. So that's who advances. The semifinals and final will be played in Las Vegas. I believe it's the second week of December.
Yeah, December 3rd, I saw.
Yeah, it's December 9th is the final.
Okay.
And then for the 2023 tournament, players on the champion team receive $500,000. Runner-up gets $200,000, and the players on the two losing teams in the semifinals will each get $100,000, and the players on the four losing teams in the quarterfinals each get $50,000.
All right, so it's more of a personal like player bonus rather than a team impact.
And it's a let's get fans to care about the NBA before Christmas initiative.
Okay, then that makes a little bit more sense. Is there any like I would like there to be initiative or not initiative, but like incentive. That's a better word. Incentive for the playoffs. Like I don't know, maybe if the West Coast team wins, then they get home court.
Yes,
going,
and
like
no.
I don't know. I like that little element to it.
I saw a lot of people talking about potential, things here and there to help incentivize the in-season tournament. I want to pull it up here. Our good pal Josh Reynolds tweeted a couple of them from some people here, if I can find it. Here we go. So Trista Crick, who works for Odyssey, at MGM and does a whole bunch of NBA stuff, used to work at Barstool.
Yeah, I remember that name.
She said the winner of the in-season tournament gets the 5th overall pick in the draft.
Oh.
So it's like right in the middle of the lottery almost.
I like that. No, I like that a lot. Yes, I like that. See, there you go. May not have to do some of the playoffs, but there needs to be some incentive for the team for next year that makes the in-season tournament that more legitimate.
And then I have a counter to her thing too as well. And then Tyrese Halliburton, who plays for the Pacers, said the winner gets a playoff spot. I think that's a little difficult.
That's too much.
Navigate and everything.
Yeah, that's too much. No.
My good pal Ninja Bands on the tweet machine, Ryan, shout out to Rye, said I think top 5 is too high, but a pick at the end of the first round would be dope. That I agree with.
Like so an extra one?
Kind of. So like how baseball, like if a player leaves in free agency, but you tendered them the qualifying offer and they turn it down, then you get a draft pick in the 4th round to supplement them leaving. It happens a lot in the National Lacrosse League too, when there's players signing free agency, you get a compensatory pick, like comp picks, kind of like the NFL too. Like when a player leaves, and depending on tier, I think the teams that are in the semifinals and the finals, there should be like a comp round that's like in the middle of the first and the second round. It gives more players a chance to get drafted. And it incentivizes winning because then you're getting more talented players for your team in the draft.
I like that, but I'm sticking with maybe not a top 5, but a lottery pick because that makes teams want to play in the in-season tournament, and that's what it's all about. You need to give them a legit reason.
Players don't really care about draft picks. Franchises care about draft picks.
Yeah, but okay, so
because players view draft picks, that's competition. Like that's somebody coming in to try to steal your job. The thing with the lottery is too, the NBA will never do it with a lottery pick because they want competitive balance and they want the bad teams to get good and the good teams to stay good. So they'll never put a team that could, like, imagine if, the Bucks or the Celtics or the Sixers or the Nuggets win the in-season tournament, you're giving them a lottery pick. That's just crazy.
Maybe it's just because I'm an agent of chaos, and that's just chaotic. Because that is just the NSN to a T.
I think
and
that's
what
a comp round for, what is it? How many teams advance?
Would be
So it's 8 teams, 4
Yeah.
teams from each conference. In addition, so it's 10 teams because of the wild cards too. So it's like 5 teams from each conference. Or no, I'm sorry, it's 4. It's 3 pool winners and then a wild card. So that's 8 teams. If you have a 8-team comp round in between the first and the second round, I think that works. Because it's not that many teams, it gives incentive to advance to the semifinal and the final. Like, it gives you a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not throwing off the competitive balance to a degree that's like mismanaged.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Let
I
us know
like
in the
the
YouTube comment section as well what you would
Yeah.
do to.
Let us know.
But yeah, Tuesdays and Fridays are the in-season tournament games. The Sixers keep winning though, and that's what's fun. It's one of those things that like it feels like a heavy weight has been lifted off our chests. And Matt brought it up on the last episode. At YC on Twitter, hilarious follow, summed up the James Harden experience perfectly. If your team has ever had James Harden, the best day of your James Harden experience, the best days of your James Harden experience as a franchise are the day that your team trades for James Harden and the day your team trades James Harden away.
It's like owning a boat.
Yes.
That's incredible. That's such a good way to put it. Because when you get James
so
Harden,
true.
it's the hype. And it's like, this man's going to do it. This man's going to... No.
Which it was
no.
for us. We got rid of Ben Simmons. We got James Harden. Like,
Well, I think
happy
that's
day.
what made it. I think that's what made it a little bit more exciting for you is that you gained James Harden, an elite player, but then also got rid of the nagging thorn in your ass, and it's a like double whammy. So you're euphoric after getting that. So you're blinded by what James Harden actually does and drops 30, but then you'll lose in Game 6.
Yeah.
It's just
and then
it's not you. That's every team he's on.
Robert Covington is a Sixer again, which
I love that. No, I love that.
Love it.
There's just some guys that deserve to be in a certain uniform and playing for a certain city. Robert Covington screams Philly to me.
It's the ultimate process Sixer.
I remember playing with him in 2K in my mind.
2015.
Yeah, 2016.
He was like the first player from the process era that was like, oh my God, this guy can shoot a basketball. What is happening? And was taking like 7 threes a game. It was great.
Just light it up.
Big Bob Covington, man. Holla at Rob. We have a Morris brother, finally. Philly natives. It's about fucking time we have a Morris brother on our team.
You have a Morris brother, finally.
I loved Marcus Morris's Instagram story when the trade happened too. Posted one of his photos and then put the Meek Mill song where it's like, I had to get out of Hollywood.
That's hilarious. That's wicked funny.
And obviously he's from Philly, so to have Meek is just great.
It's just Meek.
Poetic
just
justice.
Details, baby. It's all the details.
We got Kenyon Martin Jr., who I really like as an athletic, like type of young playing prospect. It's crazy that we have Kenyon Martin Jr.
That's what I'm about to say. It's so weird now. We're in the era of like players we saw growing up. Their sons are now in the league.
Oh yeah, it still makes me feel gross seeing Asante Samuel Jr. playing NFL.
That is weird. That's so weird. Like him, Frank Gore as a kid. It's just
yeah. And then we got Nick Batum, who will report to the team on Monday. He was away from the team for personal reasons. His wife was not happy with how the trade went down. Didn't want to leave LA, and he's apparently reporting to the team on Monday when we take on the Wizards of Washington. But do you know how much play that clip of Nick Batum, like the rap of Nick Batum, is going to get played in Philadelphia?
Probably on.
Do you know this clip?
No.
Oh, I gotta find it because it is going to get millions and millions of plays. I don't know what show this is from or who this is, but
why the fuck Batum in? She like if you floor seats crypto, I got my tool in. Fourth quarter yelling, why the fuck Batum in?
fourth quarter yelling, "Why the fuck Batum in?" The amount of play that's going to get more than likely if Batum is having a bad game is going to be unbelievable.
Oh my god, I can already see my Twitter timeline as it's the fourth quarter and it's just that video just the whole time.
I saw somebody from the Clippers fan base using the ever viral Vince McMahon video meme. And the caption was "Fourth quarter, why the fuck Batum in?"
Twitter stays undefeated, man. Undefeated.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, Wednesday night we have Sixers Celtics at the Wells Fargo Center.
Oh, dude, hottest team in the NBA, man. I don't know.
Number two in the East, Sixers.
Yeah, that's when basketball's at its best, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. When the Sixers and Celtics are on top, and everyone else is just rummaging around for third, it's really nice.
Really suffering? You know who's really suffering? The 11 seed Miami Heat. Who did you see their basketball court?
It's gross, apparently.
They have a whole Heat culture like phrase in the paint on their court.
Yeah, I saw writing. What? Why are we writing in the
read
paint?
This here.
Why are we writing on the court? Like, I don't. Do we not
Hardest
know?
working, best conditioned, most professional, unselfish, toughest, meanest, nastiest team in the NBA. That is the lane of their court for their culture court.
Doesn't that kind of contradict itself in a way?
Heat culture is the most baffling thing ever.
Then they said they were like professional, all that, and then they said dirtiest. I don't think you can have those two in the same sentence.
They are a mind-boggling team, to say the least. You know what is crazy right now? It's early season, so it'll probably shift. But you know who the number 4 seed in the East is right now?
Detroit Pistons.
No, they are the 13 seed. They're 2-5.
Oh, damn it!
The Pistons. Okay. My whole theory on the Pistons is they will never get good until they go back to the actual horse logo instead of that fucking beach ball.
It's not a bad take. It's not a bad take.
The 4 seed right now in the East is the Orlando Magic.
Ew. That's yucky.
Muska, Magic basketball.
Dude, that's so gross. The only time the Magic should ever be good in history is when they have a dominant big man, a just random ass point guard who can shoot threes, and JJ Redick. Like, that's just when they should be good.
Yeah, if the playoffs started today, which they don't, obviously, it would be 1 through 10 because it's the top 10 that make it because of the play-in tournament. Celtics, Sixers, Hawks, Magic, Bucks, Nets, Pacers, and then your play-in teams would be Pacers at the 7 seed, 8 seed Cavaliers, 9 seed Raptors, 10 seed Charlotte Hornets.
Charlotte Hornets are a team too that's just they're on that verge. They're just on that verge. I think I have a notes section section of my notes of wild sports predictions, and I wrote one night out on the town that I said LaMelo Ball will be the greatest basketball player of all time. Low-key kind of might stand by that in a way. I think he has potential to be at least top 10.
Hasn't been good this year, I'll say that.
No, he is not.
It's been bad.
He's the best out of all of them, so
yes.
That was my hope, but he's kind of caught up in the limelight, which kills my...
Speaking of great sports predictions, because I can almost guarantee nobody predicted this. What a transition. It's brought to you by our pals over at FOCO. And if you want to have your forever collectibles, go to FOCO.com. A link is in the description. Use our affiliate link. They're the leading manufacturer of sports and entertainment merchandise with a product line that includes apparel, accessories, toys, collectibles, novelty items, and more. With major sports and entertainment licenses like the NHL, NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, 90s Nickelodeon, the WWE.
There it is. That's what I was waiting for.
Across the board. What else am I missing?
You smell what FOCO is cooking.
College sports, soccer from the MLS Premier League. They've got it all. Use our link in the description. Shout out to the homies over at FOCO. We're going to talk a little NHL, a little Flyers. But, Pitsy, speaking of sports predictions, I don't know if anybody could have ever predicted. Did you see what has happened in the last two games, Thursday night and Saturday night, that the San Jose Sharks participated in?
Did they both go to overtime?
Oh, no. They went far from overtime. Back-to-back games, the San Jose Sharks surrendered 10 goals in a hockey game. Back-to-back games, surrendered 10 goals to two different teams. Thursday night, they lost to the Canucks at home 10-1.
I'm going to need a minute.
And Saturday night, they lost to the Pittsburgh Penguins 10-2.
They got shut out. They got outscored 3-20.
20-3, they got
Potato.
outscored. At home, both games. I have never seen a professional hockey game in the NHL see a team score 10 goals in my life.
I didn't think that was real except for playing your buddy in NHL. Like I don't think I've ever seen an NHL team score 10 goals in a game that I've watched ever. So this is just wild to me.
Okay, I have the list here from StatMuse of all places.
Okay.
Of course they have it. Well, Pitsy, it has happened in our lifetime quite a bit. Most recently, March of 2023, the Dallas Stars scored 10 goals against the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh, they sucked. So, yeah, okay.
It happened 3 times in 2022. The Montreal Canadiens on April 29th, 2022, beat the Florida Panthers 10-2. The Pittsburgh Penguins have now done it a bunch of times. On March 27th, 2022, they beat the Detroit Red Wings 11-2. The Toronto Maple Leafs on February 26, 2022, beat the Detroit Red Wings 10-7. And then there was a long time since it happened before the 2022 to present era, where the Montreal Canadiens in December 2nd, 2017, beat the Detroit Red Wings 10-1. For a long time, it was 3 straight games. The Red Wings were the team to surrender it.
Jesus
the Sharks
Christ.
are that much closer to being part of that team.
One more.
October
One more
5th,
game.
2017, the Chicago Blackhawks beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 10-1. The Canadiens did it in 2016 against the Colorado Avalanche, where they beat them 10-1. The Columbus Blue Jackets did it November 4th, 2016 against the Canadiens 10-0. The Pittsburgh Penguins did it on April 18th, 2012 at the Wells Fargo Center against my Philadelphia Flyers 10-3. The St. Louis Blues did it against the Detroit Red Wings in 2011 10-3. The Dallas Stars did it in 2009 against the Rangers 10-2. The Buffalo Sabres did it in 2009 against the Oilers 10-2. The Washington Capitals did it in 2008 against your Boston Bruins 10-2. The Buffalo Sabres did it in 2008 against the Atlanta Thrashers 10-1.
Jeez.
The Toronto Maple Leafs did it in 2007 against your Boston Bruins at the Garden 10-2. The Sabres did it against the LA Kings in January of 2006 10-1. The Ottawa Senators did it in 2005 against Buffalo 10-4. The Washington Capitals, it's an old school Capitals logo, so it didn't look like them for a hot second, did it in 2003 against the Florida Panthers 12-2. San Jose Sharks actually scored 10 goals in a game all the way back in 2002 against the Columbus Blue Jackets, and they won 10-2. The Ottawa Senators did it against the Washington Capitals in 2001, 11-5. The Capitals did it in 1999 against the Tampa Bay Lightning, 10-1.
Wow.
The Toronto Maple Leafs did it against the Blackhawks in 1998, 10-3. And then the first team was the New York Rangers at the Tampa Bay Lightning on November 10th, 1998, 10-2 was the score.
Wow. That's crazy. That's
Those are
happened
ones
that
that
many
are
times.
Unlocked there. It has happened.
10
a bunch
goals
of
is
times.
so ridiculous.
12 goals is the most in a single game, which was the Washington Capitals.
That's just such a crazy number in real life. Like,
For hockey,
12
that's
goals?
crazy.
That's 12 goals, dude. Like, you have to suck in net. Like, seriously.
10 goals in back-to-back games, though, is kind of
Oh, that's another type of trash. That's awful.
crazy.
Oh, God.
But the Flyers, back in the win column, it's brought to you by our pals over at Kenwood Beer, and you can get Kenny's at the Wells Fargo Center when you're taking in the Fly Guys or the Sixers or the Wings or Villanova basketball. You can also go to kenwoodbeer.com and use the Kenny tracker to see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, New Jersey, and Maryland areas. 4.1% ABV, just 120 calories and 8 grams of carbs. Awesome looking can logos. They're also got the Kelly Green Kenny merch that you can get to double up not only for the Birds, but St. Patrick's Day. Get it while it's hot. Must be 21 or older to do so. And, of course, please drink responsibly. Pitsy, the Flyers, on Friday night, took down the Sabres 5-1 in Buffalo. Everybody's darling team of the year, the Buffalo Sabres. But then on Saturday, got shut out at home against the LA Kings 5-0. This is the Flyers, though, this year. They're not supposed to be good. So you take the wins as, like, good successes, and a 5-1 win is awesome for this team. But you're going to have those bumps in the road of a 5-0. But here's the benefit of the 5-1. Pitsy tied for the team lead in points. Our guy, number 10, Bobby motherfucking Brink, baby.
Bobby fucking Brinks. Brink in the trucks. Let's go.
Joel Farabee had 2 points in that game as well. And then here's the most create a player name of a guy who plays for the Flyers. First career goal. Louis Belpedio.
We love a good fucking
Living
name
like
that.
Louis.
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 He just put the pucks in the net.
Louis. He's putting the puck in the
Right.
back of the net. Louis.
Fucking Gabagool in the top corner.
Gabagool. Gabagool Louis.
Gabagool Lou. Oh my.
That's a name right there.
Gabagool Lou.
Gabagool Lou.
Throw that on a t-shirt.
The
PHI
Gabagool Lou.
Gabagool Lou.
Hey.
Gabagool Lou puts a gabagool. You know what I'm saying?
You talk to your mother with that mouth, hey.
Cola. You know, put a little Capicola prosciutto on that.
South Philly Lou.
Dude, I'm sorry. You got to put Gabagool Lou on a shirt. That's incredible.
We also have a great player named Garnett Hathaway.
Garnett, I don't know. Anytime I hear Hathaway, I just think of Anne Hathaway and how I'm just so down the middle with her. I don't know.
Garnett Hathaway is unreal.
And Kevin Garnett's the man, so.
This is the Flyers, though. I mean, Carter Hart's out right now, injured, so that sucks. But you take the wins when you get them. The losses are going to suck, but that's the Flyers right now. That's where we are with this team, and it's okay because they've embraced the rebuild. It's going to be fine. And if we look at the standings right now, the Flyers, they've got, let's see, where's the points total? They've got 11 points on the year, tied with the Capitals. Tied with the Capitals in points. And, I mean, the division that the Flyers are in is tough. The Rangers, the Devils are good. We'll see how they survive without Jack Hughes for a while. The Hurricanes are always going to be a good team as long as they have Sebastian Aho on that squad. The Islanders are frisky, but the Penguins are dead, and that's what matters. So as long as we beat the Penguins this year, I think I'll be happy.
That's all that matters. I hate the Penguins too, so right there with you.
So I mean, you take the wins when you can with the Flyers, and that's what's fun. We'll wrap up. Brought to you by Kenwood Beer. A little brink bonk bump.
Nice.
Pitsy.
Nice.
You know the rules.
Who's
making the money this week? Who was horny and who needs to take a seat? That is Brink Bonk Bump. I'll start with you for your Brink.
My
Who's
Brink?
backing up the Brinks truck, the Bobby Brink truck?
Listen, social media megastar Logan Paul taking home the United States Championship, beating Rey Mysterio, hitting him with brass knucks in Saudi Arabia at Crown Jewel. That pay-per-view was electric. It's one of those things where I didn't think them making an annual Saudi Arabia show would be a good idea, but apparently the Saudi Arabians love wrestling, and the wrestlers have said that when they go over there, they get truly felt like it's a WrestleMania. So as a wrestling fan, I love seeing it be appreciated all over the world. And if, every country could have that type of show that makes it feel like that, I'm all for it. And that just solidifies to me that wrestling is on the way back, baby. It's so back.
Pitsy going back-to-back brinks of wrestling. Had WWE as a whole last week. Now Logan Paul.
Did you stay, dude? He's gonna be bringing that title on every pop culture thing, and it's gonna have WWE logo all over it. And he's bringing people into the or the WWE universe, you want to call it. It's a brilliant marketing strategy by Triple H and everyone.
My brink this week. Who's making the money? Who's on top of the world? It's got to be Daryl Morey pulling off the trade. James Harden is gone. Daryl Morey.
He's still in the bottom of your screen there. I didn't want to mention that, but
yeah, I mean, I love the artist. Shout out to my boy Michael J.
Okay, then fair.
And I mean, it's a piece of pod history of when we said that if we traded for James Harden, we'd put the painting in frame. I was standing right here with the painting like James Harden was talking in the microphone, and we traded for him. I had to put him in the back. It's just like one of those historical
fair
elements. Who is your bonk of the week to follow up,
bro?
T-Wolves Brazil.
Dude, other than I won't go double for this one, but I do need to give an honorable mention that Brazil stays fucking horny. Brazil stays horny. All right. But no, it's going to Snapchat. Okay. I don't need to know why Baby Alien and this girl or those weird little things and they're hooking up in the fan bus. I don't care. I don't know why you're putting it my way. I want sports news. I want wrestling news, and I want things that will improve my mind. This is just making my mind mush. I don't. Are you sure it's
Snapchat that's horny, or is it the fan bus that's horny?
No, it's Snapchat because they keep pushing it's not even that one. It's like other ones where it's like, what's this person doing? And it's just all these ads are like, I don't care. All right, I just want to see what people I kind of talk to in college are up to, and then close the app and go back to my day. You're being too much, Snapchat. All right, chill out.
My bonk is gonna go to Big Mouth season 7. Extremely horny. Pitsy and I had a little watch party this weekend.
Oh, yes. Oh, it was awesome.
Big Mouth season 7 is wildly horny, and it's just very funny. This is not an ad, but shout out to Nick Kroll and John Mulaney and the rest of that crew, because Big Mouth season 7 was hilarious. We were in fucking tears watching season 7. God.
Dude, it's the show that can be so over the top, quote unquote, horny, but the way that they make a good story and actually tell you relatable. It's very relatable for puberty and whatnot, and it's just so well done.
All right, Pitts, you're gonna look at that clock.
You're gonna tell that clock. Oh, I usually could do one. Oh, you're gonna tell that clock how you feel.
We're gonna have a good old fashioned spank bank look along. Oh yeah. Hey, Connie.
Dude,
rage,
so
rage,
many
fucking rage.
This season, I have a lot of characters that stepped up and became favorites. I mean, Rick is hilarious.
What's up, baby?
What's up, baby?
I got 2 eyes, baby.
I got 2 eyes, baby. Now, wow. Caleb is awesome.
Caleb's hilarious.
Matthew is just who's Missy's boyfriend, Elijah. He him and his hormone monsters it's one of the most underrated
I did a
dynamics in
Wordle.
the
Highly recommend.
You
Especially
gotta
the
watch
bye
it.
week coming up for the Birds fans out there.
See-
Watch season 7.
What do we get? Like, what was it? 3 hours? 4 hours? Banged it out. That's a game. That's a game of the Birds.
Mm-hmm.
We got a bye week.
Pitsy, your bump. Who's got to take a seat this week?
The New England fucking Patriots. All right. How about you take a seat and let the real shining stars of Boston take over, because it's basketball season now. In my eyes, it's basketball season. The Celtics are back, 8-0 to start the year. I thought that when they traded Marcus Smart, it would be the end of all things great and good. How wrong I was, and sometimes it's okay to be wrong as a champion. And I was. Kristaps Porzingis, Andrew Holiday were apparently the missing elements to this team. I couldn't be happier. I love throwing them on and shutting them off at halftime.
You know whose name keeps getting thrown in Sixers trade deadline circles?
Who?
Marcus Smart.
No way. He hates it in Memphis.
I mean, the Grizzlies are 0-6. They stink.
Yeah, dude. They are
Steven Adams
awful.
is out and Jaws suspended until mid-season. So,
well, yeah, it can't be good in Memphis.
could you imagine?
No,
Sixers.
I would throw. I
playoff
would
team
throw. No, I would.
Of
I
just
would
pure
puke on stream.
I would make Greaser Dog merch of Pat Bev, Marcus Morris, and Marcus Smart together.
I would puke on stream. That would be the most disgusting thing ever. Is
Just a
seeing
bunch
Marcus
of
Smart
dogs.
in a 76ers jersey.
A bunch of dogs.
That is gross.
Pat Bev and Marcus Smart and Marcus Morris just being absolute menaces together on the bench while the Sixers are absolutely destroying a team.
I don't like any of this. I am not having fun thinking
Great.
about this.
Marcus Smart is the inverse of that fraud Al Horford.
I hate that you give him so much shit. Al Horford is a
he was
great human.
He was a sleeper cell. My bump of the week is a Twitter user. I guess engagement was slow this week, Pitsy, because this man is Twitter Blue verified. His name is Ernie. His Twitter handle is @ES3_09. And his Twitter bio is Dallas Cowboys Global Ambassador.
Well, why haven't I heard about it?
You just tell me. You tell me you're a fraud without telling me you're a fraud.
Exactly.
Here was his tweet earlier this week on November 2nd at 12:57 p.m. It's a picture of Dak Prescott and says, I guarantee you, if you gave any #Eagles fan the opportunity to become a #Cowboys fan without receiving the hate for it, 10 out of 10, they'd make the switch. Shrug emoji. Buddy, you got to take a seat. You got to take a seat. Like the engagement farming from that is astronomical. And that just shows you how embarrassing of a fan base the Dallas Cowboys have sunk to. Where he got absolutely roasted by not only other fans, Cowboys fans, because a tweet from @KingDre_88, a fellow Cowboys fan, to this Ernie fellow, says, bruh, Cowboy fans don't even want to be Cowboy fans. Laughing emojis. Stop. We just too loyal to switch teams.
That's the most oxymoron thing I've ever heard as a Cowboy, Laker, Yankee fan.
Hilarious.
That's
Ernie.
ridiculous.
Ernie @ES3_09. You're riding the bump. You're taking a seat, pal. You need to go put the phone down, touch grass. I want to see what his tweets are today.
Yeah, how's he doing after today?
Let's see. He's tweeting through it. He's tweeting through it.
He's tweeting through it.
It's a sad day for
It's a
Ernie.
sad day. It's a bad day.
It's a sad day for Ernie. So yeah, that's my bump. So to recap, Pitsy's brink is Logan Paul, his bonk is Snapchat, and his bump is the Patriots. My brink is Daryl Morey. My bonk is Big Mouth Season 7. And my bump is at ES3_09 on the tweet machine. Pitsy, any final thoughts as we head into what's upcoming week 10 of the NFL and an Eagles bye week?
It's just we got some dark days in New England, but thank God that we had. I don't know. You know what, Kyle? I'm trying to think of something. I don't know. I don't know what to think of this week. Okay, I'm just so sick of hearing everything going on with Boston stock media. Thank God I'm in my different circles with Philly and Detroit or whatnot to subside me. It's nice. It'll be nice to see your tweets about the Eagles because at least somebody's happy, and then by extension, I can be happy. I mean, the Bengals just beat the Bills, so so that means the Dolphins lost, Bills lost, Jets are going to lose tomorrow, so no blood in the AFC East. So you know what? That puts a smile on my face. So there you go.
My final thought, shout out to Violent High School Football. 4 wins in a row.
Hey.
We're off this week, looking for a game still, I believe, for next week, leading into Thanksgiving, the big one against the crosstown rival Millville. But the all-conference players got announced today, and got to give a shout-out to the boys. Ryan Maven, Tyrell Tank Powell, that's Tyreen Powell's younger brother, Mason Afanador, Saquon Anderson, Gavin Gallo, Colin Greif, Patrick Gilbert, and Olufemi Sode all made the all-conference teams this season. So shout out to them, and shout out to Xavion Diaz, all-conference honorable mention. The boys were buzzing this year. 5-5. We get that matchup next week. Go potentially 6-5, and then have a chance to finish above or at 500 in year one of our new head coaching regime and our co-worker, Patty Pitts, Coach Guzman.
Hey, shout out, Coach. Let's go,
Host of
Coach.
Guzman's Gridiron. So yeah, big shout out to the Fighting Clan doing the damn thing, and hopefully we get that matchup not this week but next week and keep things rolling. But make sure you guys are following us at Underground PHI, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook.com/UndergroundSportsPHI, Twitch.tv/UndergroundSportsPHI. You can also follow Pitts on Twitter at Pat_Pitts. Follow me at KBIZZL311. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to our goals. We're really close to some new milestones over on YouTube, so help us reach those. YouTube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. Get your merch, phiapparel.co, code underground for 10% off your order. And of course, this show is presented by the City of Vineland. And whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source. We're moving your project through the development and approval process, and their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100, Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. It's been a big-time one, episode 583 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. For Pitsy, I'm KB. It's Go Birds. Enjoy the bye week. We'll be back on Wednesday with myself and Matt. But until then, we're getting the heck up out of here. We are signing off. Peace.